Welcome to the Mary Lewis Academy Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our presenters, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that you are welcome and encouraged to ask questions to any of the presenters at any time utilizing the Q&A button. Also, please remember your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. There is another block of sessions this evening, so please feel free to sign up for it at the same link where you signed up for this evening session. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce the first presenter, which will be St. Joseph's University.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brad Simon. I work at St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I will be your admission and financial aid counselor should you decide to look a little bit further into St. Joe's, or as we call our campus, Hawk Hill. St. Joseph's is a Jesuit Catholic institution of learning on a 125-acre campus in the northwest corner of Philadelphia, as well as spilling out over to the suburb called Lower Merion, Montgomery County. So this is a best of both worlds situation. While you are going to be leaving a bigger city, you're still going to have access to that hustle and bustle. From our campus to the middle of Philadelphia, it's just one train stop. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. That's pretty quick and easy. Once you're in Philadelphia, the world is really your oyster. I mean, we are in a perfect situation for our students to do a lot of experiential learning and service, and a lot of fun as well. But looking at our campus community on that 125-acre campus, we have a little under 5,000 undergraduates, as well as some additional grad students and doctoral candidates, with options for students to stay on for a 5th year to gain a master's degree in a number of areas, and that list is ever growing. But all of our applicants are admitted major blind, so a lot of opportunity to explore, and we'll touch on that in a second. But the campus community and campus life is equally as important. Our students really engage in a lot of experiential learning, cooperative education, internships, service learning, just general service. So it's a lot about what you're doing outside of the classroom, as well as what's going on inside as well. Athletically, we have 20 Division I programs, all like most in the Atlantic 10 League, but 10 male, 10 female. Basketball is what we're really well known for, not necessarily for our more recent record, but for the tradition that comes with it. St. Joseph's has the longest running collegiate tradition with our mascot, the hawk. It's always in motion. So our battle cry is "The hawk will never die." Our students have that within them. It's about finding the passion and helping them to figure out how to apply it. But it's visually represented in our mascot, the hawk, which has one wing flapping at all times. That is a full tuition scholarship to enable a student to be part of the basketball team and travel wherever they go, whether that's just across town to our city rivalry in the unofficial Philly 5 against Villanova, Penn, Villanova, Penn, Temple, and LaSalle, or if it's across the country or across the globe. A lot of our students do take opportunities to leave campus and do internships or abroad experiences, and we will help with that. But this is all about success. So looking at our class of 2019, within 6 months of their graduation date, they were already employed full-time, had gone on for additional education, committed to the armed forces or a service-based program like the Jesuit Volunteer Corps or Teach for America. So there's a lot of great opportunity there. Academically, though, why you're here is to learn about the options that lie for you. So all of our students are admitted major blind, so they have access to all 65 majors and minors, and that number is growing. But that falls within our Hobbs School of Business, an AACSB accredited business school. That also includes the College of Arts and Sciences, which houses our general education program and an assurance that all of our students have a liberal arts backing to their degree, or our newer school, the School of Health Studies and Education. That has all of our education, as well as our interdisciplinary health service or health studies degree, and our autism behavioral studies degree as well. So a lot of really unique programs. And looking at business, we have cooperative education, which is full-time paid guaranteed experiences that we help define for those students. But we want to keep this easy. You guys are early on in this process, so take this all with a grain of salt. I'll be here to help you. But we accept the app, the Common App or the St. Joseph's app. Both are pretty simple and only require the general essay, no supplemental essays, questions. And we are test optional, have been that way for years. So this hasn't changed, with the limitations of SATs and ACTs. Our process is still holistic, looking at everything that you want to share. So we have a minimum of 1-letter recommendation, transcript, and an application. But we see that full profile. I look at your progression throughout all 4 years of high school, or 3 really, if you're applying early enough on. And I'm looking at what's your trend? Are you taking any honors, advanced placement, dual enrollment? All of that comes into play when it becomes your story. So if there's any way that we can help, please let us know. We do offer in-person tours Monday through Friday and select Saturdays. And 85% of our students have had in-person learning. So this is a very safe environment, but also very experiential. We still want you here. We still want all of our students here. There's so much more to know. So if there's any way I can help, please reach out. But at this point, I want to give an opportunity for another one of our great institutions to share about themselves.
Hey, thank you very much, St. Joseph's. Up next, we're going to move to Fairfield University.
Great. Hi, everybody. My name is Hattie Briggs. I am an undergraduate admission counselor from Fairfield University in Fairfield, Connecticut. Following my friend Brad, we'll stay on the Jesuit school train here. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Okay. All right, so just kind of give you our Fairfield in a nutshell. To open up here, this is Bellarmine Hall, which is our oldest building on Fairfield's campus. It was one of the original buildings that the Jesuits purchased back in 1942 in order to found Fairfield, but it also really bookends your Fairfield experience. You have your freshman convocation up at Bellarmine in your first week of school, and then 4 years later, you also graduate on the back lawn at Bellarmine. So aside from being a gorgeous building, it also definitely holds a special place in our hearts because of all the special moments that happen there. So one of the best and more unique things about Fairfield is definitely our location. We are located in Fairfield, Connecticut, in the heart of Fairfield County. We are fortunate to have a 220-acre, beautiful, green, sprawling campus. Campus is about 2 miles away from the Long Island Sound, so we're all very lucky to have the water right in our backyard. About half of our senior class lives on the beach, which is definitely a really fun perk. But we also are only about an hour by train into New York City, into Grand Central Station. So that opens up a ton of doors for our students. Having such a major city so close by, while not being a city school at all, is definitely kind of a sweet spot location-wise. It's not uncommon for our senior students to wake up at the beach and then go intern in Manhattan for the day. So that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. So you can see us right up here, smack dab on the East Coast, very close to New York, like I said, but also just an Amtrak ride away from some other major cities. And we can definitely help students to find opportunities if they want to settle there as well. So great to have New York in our backyard, but always helping our stags to find opportunities in these major cities and all over the country. Fairfield is a Jesuit school, like I said, so that's definitely something that's important to mention. That's a huge part of our identity. I certainly don't have time or the knowledge to run through the whole Jesuit doctrine, but really what it means for us is a dedication to service, to being men and women for others, both in our community on campus and through all the various service opportunities that we have. About 75% of Fairfield student body is involved in service in some way, so it's really kind of a defining value for us at Fairfield. And then the Jesuits are also all about that cura personalis ideal, dedicating ourselves to helping our students grow in mind, body, and spirit. So your academics, through your extracurriculars, through service, through building community, building relationships, that journey of self-discovery and finding what you want to study, what you want your career to be, how you're going to give back. So that education of the whole person is definitely also a backbone of that Jesuit belief. So all of this is based in the Catholic tradition, but definitely a very universal set of values that we live by at Fairfield, helping you to become the best version of yourself so that you can best serve others. Here's some quick Fairfield facts and figures for you. We have about 4,000 undergraduate students at Fairfield, which I think is a really great size, small enough to serve our students and get to know them really well, and help them out academically, socially, everything, but also large enough that we have about 70 study abroad programs, 47 undergrad majors, tons of wonderful grad programs, a great national reputation, a Division I athletics. So we definitely have all the university opportunities you're looking for while being small enough to have that very tight-knit Fairfield family and get to know our students and serve them in the best way possible. We also have about 1,100 grad students, definitely an undergrad institution primarily, but a lot of great 5-year programs. So those 4+1 programs that you can keep going at Fairfield, give you an excuse to stay for another year and get a master's in your desired field. Like I said, we have 47 undergrad majors at Fairfield. Definitely don't have time to talk through all of these, but just to give you a quick visual, if there's something specific that you're looking for, we are a liberal arts institution. So all of our students are going to be taking math, social sciences, natural sciences, history, philosophy, religious studies, visual performing arts, all that good stuff. So no matter what your major is, everyone's getting that really great liberal arts background, which helps you become a better reader, a better writer, better critical thinker. Making those interdisciplinary connections is so important and so beneficial no matter what field you're in. So that's really housed in the College of Arts and Sciences. Our Dolan School of Business, definitely something that we're starting to be known for. It's a very popular program and has a lot of nationally ranked majors within that. We also have a new business building on campus, 85,000 square foot, totally state-of-the-art, gorgeous. So that's nice to have a shiny new home for the program, but the program definitely speaks for itself. And our proximity to New York City is definitely a huge boon for our business students too. Egan School of Nursing and Health Studies, we have the #1 nursing program in the state of Connecticut. So that's another one that we are getting to be known for and is getting to be very popular. And then our School of Engineering, last but not least, definitely a growing program as well. So you can see if there's anything there that you're looking for. I'm happy to answer questions about any particular programs. Fairfield is on the Common application. Again, we're early in the process here, but just to kind of give you an overview of our application process. We're on the Common App. We only accept the Common App. We are test optional and have been for a while. So that's not something new and that's not something that's going to go away. That's definitely something we stand by. So nothing to worry about if testing is still weird in the year to come, and just some other requirements that we have here. This is our profile to kind of give you an idea of students that we've been accepting in the most recent past. So average GPA kind of in the high B+, A- range, and that's our middle 50% of test scores for our students who did send them. So if that gives you an idea of whether or not you might want to send them kind of based on where you fall. Our application deadlines, nothing new and exciting here. Early action, 2 rounds of early decision and regular decision in January. Financial aid, definitely happy to answer any more specific questions about that. We offer merit scholarships ranging from $12,000 to $26,000 annually that all students are eligible for. And then our financial aid office works with you to create the financial aid package for any institutional, need-based federal aid. Happy to answer any more specific questions about any of this, but we do require the FAFSA and the CSS profile. And just a few kind of bragging rights to wrap up on a high note here. Fairfield was awarded #1 best undergraduate teaching in our region by US News and World Report. So that was definitely very well deserved. Our professors are our students' absolute best resource. They're so supportive and really help our students to succeed in the class throughout the rest of their Fairfield career and beyond. Speaking about our placement rate, for the past 3 years, our placement rate has been 98%. So that means within 6 months of graduation, 98% of those graduates are in a full-time grad program, or full-time employed, or doing full-time service work. So to have such a high number for 3 years running is definitely speaks to the caliber of our graduates. And then #2 best value school in Connecticut as a private institution, making sure that it's a good bang for your buck is definitely important to us. So that's something that we want to highlight as well. So I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has about Fairfield. I will send my email in the chat if you have any questions on there. And thanks for listening.
Hey, thank you very much, Fairfield. Now we're going to move on to our third presenter, which is Hofstra University.
I can't start my video because you had turned it off.
Okay, you should be able to now.
Thank you so much. All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all doing well. I am also going to go ahead and share my screen here. Good evening. My name is Brian Rothstein. I am Senior Associate Dean of Admission here at Hofstra. I'm so excited to get to know you and chat with you a little bit about Hofstra University and kind of who we are and all the sorts of different fun things that are going on with us as an institution. Hang on one second. My computer had a little bit of meltdown here, but we're all set and let's roll. All right, so Hofstra is located out on Long Island. We are about 25 miles east of New York City, so very easily accessible for you folks that go to the Mary Lewis Academy. Long Island Railroad from the Jamaica Terminal, you are on our campus in just about 10 minutes, so definitely easily accessible. You want to live on campus? Absolutely. We are a medium-sized institution located on a large campus size, 244 acres of campus size with about 6,500 undergraduate students, about 3,500 graduate and doctoral students, classifies right in the middle of medium-sized institutions. We offer over 165 different majors for students to choose from, but although a large campus size, that small campus feel holds true to who we are. 21 students on average in a class and a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Really helps a lot with getting to know your professors, them getting to know you. That helps carry it forward for internships, opportunities inside and outside the classroom. So you also think about that close-knit piece to New York City, the closeness to New York City, 25 miles east, as I had mentioned. We do have an intercampus shuttle that runs coincided with the Long Island Railroad times. You can take that intercampus shuttle to the train station. It arrives right as the train is ready to depart. It arrives once the train does arrive and then takes you back to our campus community. In addition, that shuttle bus also does take you to Roosevelt Field Shopping Mall, about 5 minutes up the road, one of the largest shopping malls on the East Coast. Target, Walmart, the supermarket. So if you reside on campus and don't have a vehicle, you can get to anywhere you need to go overall as well. We use New York City as an extension of our classroom for a multitude of different reasons, whether that be educational, internship opportunities, fun, and so much more. Let's talk a little bit further about that piece. So as I mentioned, 25 miles east, representation of students from 48 states and upwards of 80 countries. So you may be sitting next to someone in those smaller class sizes that might be from here on Long Island, might be from the East Coast, might be from the West Coast, or might be from the complete other side of the world. And that's something we pride ourselves on. As these students join our campus community, we see a lot of change and a lot of difference and a lot of joint pieces of our campus community as a whole. So let's talk a little bit about opportunities and internships. So our students are very big on internships. Over 71% of them participating in at least one internship. Experiential learning is huge here at Hofstra. Tell you a quick fun story that I always like to point out. We had a student a handful of years ago shared with their engineering professor, as I mentioned, those smaller class sizes, that they really wanted to be a Disney Imagineer. If you're not familiar with what that is, those are the engineers at Disney World that make the animatronics on the rides and within the movies function. The professor said to the student, we're going to make sure that we get you to what you want to do. That student that summer had a job had an internship at Disney and was hired the following year and stayed with Disney from that point forward. So earning their degree here at Hofstra, but also going to the field they were passionate about. We hear that from our students all the time. What you're seeing on the screen are just some of the places that our students are interning and getting that experiential learning piece, getting that hands-on learning and what is so important for them as they go through their career here. Let's talk a little bit about majors. As I mentioned, over 165 different majors to choose from. Many of them on your screen here. If you see down at the bottom, hofstra.edu/majors will take you to our majors website. It'll offer you some information of further details about each of the majors. Let me highlight a couple of them that are really popular amongst our students. Biochemistry and chemistry, especially all of those in the medical related field, pre-health, anything along those lines, because of our connector piece with Northwell Health Systems. Northwell Health Systems, one of the largest health systems in the state of New York and one of the largest in the nation. We're partnered with them for our BSMD, Bachelor's of Science and Medical School 4+4 program. We're partnered with them for our PA Accelerated Direct Entry program, physician assistant, in case you didn't know that. We're also partnered with them for our new for 2021 nursing program, which we are so excited about. In addition to that, other popular majors, engineering, business, education, communications. Our School of Communication is top notch. Here, we also have an opportunity for students to work on a radio station. We are the only college or university in the nation that broadcasts on behalf of a professional sports team. Anything you hear on the radio for the New York Islanders, professional hockey here on Long Island and in New York, is actually coming from Hofstra. So our students get this hands-on learning and hands-on experience, especially there. Speech, language, hearing sciences, and many of these majors I just mentioned also offer bachelor's, master's, 5-year programs. In addition to that, our law school, our 3+3 law program is extremely popular, criminal justice, criminology, dance, music, art, and theater as well. So a lot of options within our liberal arts-based institution that you can definitely choose from. Let's talk a little bit about our campus community as a whole. Over 220 student clubs and organizations to be involved in. As students join our campus community, we see new clubs and organizations start up each and every year. Some really awesome clubs that I always like to mention. Rock Climbing Club, one of our student tour guides actually brought that forward, originally from Texas, had brought forward that he was a competitive rock climber, said, hey, let's do that, let's see what we can do, and start up a rock climbing club. Same thing with our esports club, that has grown drastically over the last few years as more and more students have joined it. And my favorite club to mention, our Quidditch club. So if you're not familiar with that, that's what they play in Harry Potter. No flying brooms. So if any of you are out there are engineers and want to design that, we're super happy to have that be part of our club as well. 21 Division I sports teams between male and female. We have club sports and intramural sports playing against other students here at Hofstra and other students within the local community as well, or colleges within the local community as well. Fraternities and sororities, if you want to be part of that too. We are really big on community service. Our students participating in over 100,000 hours of community service last year. So many different things that they got involved in. So we are really proud of the awesome things that our students get involved in overall. Housing is guaranteed for all 4 years. So it is something we do offer here at Hofstra. Let's talk a little bit about the application overall. So here at Hofstra, either the Common App or the Hofstra application, either one of them, no preference over one or the other. We are an early action institution, non-binding. You apply by November 15th, hear from us by December 15th. Early action 2, December 15th, you hear from us by January 15th. After that, we become a rolling admission institution. Similar to some of my colleagues, we have been test optional for a handful of years now and will continue to do so. I think it's about 7 years now at Hofstra. You're looking at averages, not requirements, about a 3.7 high school GPA, about an 88 on the 100-point scale, about a B+. SATs, ACTs, if you are going to submit them, between 1120 and 1320, and between 25 and 32 on the ACTs. Last but not least, I'll leave you with some of my contact information, and I'll also put it in the chat in case you miss it. But I look forward to us getting to know each other a little bit more, and I look forward to us staying in touch. Thanks so much, everyone.
Great. Thank you very much, Hofstra. Now we're going to move on to our next presenter, which is St. Thomas Aquinas College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Domagel, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at St. Thomas Aquinas College. We are located in Rockland County. We're a 60-acre campus. This is from the drone view. It actually does not capture all of it. We have a little bit more that we have recently added on, along with a brand new dorm building that will be open to students in the fall 2021. And we are 15 miles north of New York City. A quick overview about STAC. We have over 100 academic majors and minors to pick from. We have schools of arts and sciences, school of business, and school of education. Our total enrollment of the college is 2,800. So we are a smaller college. We are liberal arts. And our student to ratio is about 18:1. We are Division II. We have 18 athletic teams. And our dorms are townhouse style and suite style dorms. And we guarantee that for your all 4 years. We have over 40 plus clubs and activities to get involved in. And if we do not have the club, you are able to start your own club. Studying abroad opportunities, if safe, and our career development services are available from the first day of graduation and beyond. For academics, like I said, we are a liberal arts education, and you actually do not need to declare a major until junior year. We offer undergraduate, graduate degrees, affiliations with graduate schools, and we have high school programs as well. Internship opportunities. This is something that a lot of our students get involved in, but no matter what your major are, we can set you up for an internship. We even have a special program that you can go into called our Aquinas Leaders, where every semester you'll be guaranteed a certain amount of hours of internships for a major of your choice. Some examples of them: guided trips to prisons and crime labs for our criminal justice, which is one of our most popular majors. Being close close to New York City, we have Wall Street for finance and business majors. For education, we have contracts with the schools in the area where you can get your hours from. And like I was saying, also besides New York City, we're also really close to Newark, New Jersey. Our School of Arts and Sciences, so we have over 20 majors to pick from. It is actually our biggest that we have, along with our dozen minors to choose from. We have pre-professional programs such as pre-law and pre-med, and we also now offer a Master's of Public Administration and Criminal Justice Administration. That is our newest program that you can get into. With our business, we have accounting, finance, management, marketing, sports management. Something that's really awesome in this is that you have access to our Bloomberg Professional Laboratory, which this is giving you the real world training and experience, which this is used through the news data, analytics, research. So having that experience already, a lot of our students will get jobs right after they are finished with the 4 years, having that experience being in the lab. School of Education. So this is awesome. This is a way you can do our dual degree program here. But as early as your freshman year, you can start to participate in 100 to 150 hours of off-campus classroom activities. Student teaching, you will actually apply for the program your junior year, and you would finish with your master's as well in this in 5 years. So you'll be placed, your teachers will work with you, your academic advisors will work with you in order to get you the placement that you need for this program. So cost and aid, so over 85% of our students receive some form of financial aid, including scholarships, grants, awards, and loans. Every student fills out the FAFSA, the free application, and at STAC, we accept students regardless of their finances. And we create a financial aid package that helps you make your education affordable. I will be giving you my email. I highly recommend students to reach out during this process. If you have any questions or anything like that that we can assist you on, we are here to do so. How to apply to STAC. So we are on the Common App. We would be reviewing your application, and we actually can give you a decision within 2 weeks of time. We are rolling admissions, so we do review your applications year round, but I encourage you to complete your application as soon as possible, but there is no deadline. We are recently SAT and ACT test optional. I believe that will be staying for now on. The only time we do look at it is if for our honors program, it is still a requirement that we will look at. I highly recommend you to come visit STAC. We have many opportunities. We have weekday tours going on. We have weekend campus tours, and we have set our date for our spring virtual open house. Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. But like I said, I highly recommend to go onto the website. I'm going to attach my email. You can reach out to me at any time with any questions. And if you do not feel safe coming to the campus to visit, we can do a virtual tour as well. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, St. Thomas. Our next presenter this evening will be Marist College.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Needstead from the Marist College Office of Admissions. I'm filling in for my colleague Megan, so that's why you see her name here, but happy to be here with you guys today. So I'm just going to pull up our PowerPoint and then hop right into it. I am one of the admission counselors here. I've been here for about 2 years. Also a graduate of Marist. I graduated in the class of 2019. So happy to be back and be with you guys here today. So for those of you that don't know, Marist is located in Poughkeepsie, New York, right on the banks of the Hudson River. So we have a gorgeous waterfront campus that many students use to their advantage with our crew teams or just going down by the river to take in the view. We do have a little over 5,000 undergraduate students, and these students really are coming from all over. We have students that come from 48 different states and 64 different countries, and about a quarter of our students identify as students of color. So we really have all students coming from different backgrounds and experiences to experience our Marist campus. We are also a liberal arts institution, so we do have over 40 different majors to choose from. Students at Marist are really encouraged to mix and match their different interests. So many Marist students you'll meet will have one major and two minors, two majors and a minor. They'll have a wide range of mixes to really add in all their interests and make sure that they're getting the most out of their education. We also do have about 1,000 graduate students as well. Most of our graduate programs are online. We do have a few, including our Doctorate of Physical Therapy program and our Physician's Assistant program that are on campus. So you might see these students from time to time, but most of our graduate students are online, so you might not see them as much. So our campus, if you do come to visit, is really made up of our undergraduate students. So they're the students that live in our dorms, in our dining halls. They're the students that are out and about most of the time as you will come and see campus. And like I said, our students are coming from all over, so they really take advantage of what our campus has to offer. Just to give you guys a little insight, our students are coming back to campus for this spring semester. They were on campus for the fall semester. We did give students the option what they wanted to do. So we did have a handful of students go fully online for the fall semester, but those students that did want to come back to campus had a hybrid style learning where they had some classes in person, some online, and that went very well for us in the fall. So we are excited to have our students back for the spring. So our students did start their spring semester virtually last week, and then they will come to campus for March 1st, and that will begin the in-person instruction. So we're excited to have them back and have them jump right into everything following our different guidelines and protocols just to keep our full Marist community safe. Within the classroom, we do have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio, and most of our class sizes range in that 20 to 25 range. Our classes are capped at 35, so you will not have a class larger than 35 on campus. And we really do like to keep them smaller because we really thrive on that professor to student relationship. Most of our students also live on campus for that first year. About 96% of our students are living on campus, and the other 4% are commuters for that first freshman year. Sophomore, junior, senior year, students also will stay on campus for their upperclassmen years just because they like our housing that we offer and they like to be on campus. And just to touch upon our success rate, about 98% of our students are employed or attending graduate school within 6 months of graduation. So that's a very high employment and graduate school rate that we are very happy to have. And then about 83% of our students, that's our graduation rate. So that's students that are graduating on time within the 4 years with all the tools that they need to be successful. Just to go a little bit more into our areas of study, as I mentioned, we have over 40 different majors to choose from. Students are really able to mix and match with their majors and minors. We have a few pre-professional programs as well, so students really have a wide variety of what to choose from on campus too. We also focus on a hands-on learning at Marist. About 83% of our students will participate in at least one or more internships throughout their time here. So many students will intern in New York City. We're about an hour-and-a-half train ride north of New York City. We're also kind of halfway between New York City and Albany, so students will also intern in Albany. So we're kind of in that nice middle range where students have a wide range of options surrounding them to be able to intern. We also have many hands-on labs across our campus. We have a Greystone Equity Fund, which allows our students to work on Bloomberg terminals, and they're actually able to take real Marist stock and invest it in the stock market. We have a full retail store that is run and operated by our fashion merchandising and fashion design students, where they're creating pieces and selling pieces to our students. We also have a full sports center where our students are able to actually broadcast every athletic game that is happening on our campus in our brand new McCann Athletic Building, which was just recently redone. That's just a sampling of what we have to offer for our students, but really there's so much more that our students can have that hands-on experience learning to really take that with them to internships and careers and everything like that. Study abroad is also a huge part of our education. We do have a few spring attachment programs. Those are about 2 to 3 weeks, which allow students to kind of get that little taste of being abroad, but not for as long as our full semester programs or our full year programs. So we do really encourage students to get out and explore. And I know we're hoping to send out our students again fairly soon once everything gets a little bit more calm with the pandemic. On campus, we also have a very active campus. We have over 80 different clubs and organizations to choose from on campus. We have 23 Division I athletic teams. And when I say that there's always something going on at Marist, there's always something going on around campus. Even during the pandemic time, our student activities was able to host a lot of different events so that our students had things to go to. Our students do get very heavily involved. Almost every Marist student you will meet is involved in at least 2 or 3 clubs across campus, and they're able to kind of meet new people from different areas and everything like that. Our deadlines for this past year, we have early decision 1, we have early action, early decision 2, and regular decision. Within the admission profile, these are just some of the different things that we look for in a student, but this is not everything. These are just our middle 50% of our numbers. We do accept the common application. We have our own Marist application, and we also accept the My Coalition application. So however a student wants to apply, we will accept it. We also are open 7 days a week. So if you want to visit, we definitely encourage you to visit. We do offer some virtual programs as well. So if you're uncomfortable coming to campus, we absolutely have some options for you. We also have some self-guided and driving tours as well. And that's just my email. I'll type my email in the chat as well as my colleague Megan. So if you guys have any questions, we are happy to help. And thank you guys again for coming.
Great. Thank you very much, Marist. Before we move on to our final presenter for the evening, just a reminder to all of our attendees, you are welcome to send questions to any of our panelists utilizing the Q&A feature. But up next will be St. Bonaventure.
Thank you. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for hanging in there for our last one here with St. Bonaventure. We're actually the furthest away school as well. We're about 6 hours away from where you guys are in the western part of New York State. And with that, so it is a bit of a drive. We do give you a carpool list. Freshmen are allowed to have cars. There's also a bus that will drop off during the breaks at Port Authority. So it definitely can make your life a little bit easier. But we are a small private Franciscan university in the western part of the state, like I said. This is really who we are and what we're all about on campus. Being a Franciscan school, everything we do at St. Bonaventure is rooted in service. So we always say it doesn't really matter if you are Catholic or not Catholic. It's okay if you're not. We're a very accepting place on campus. Actually, 55% of our student body is Catholic on campus, which makes for a very unique experience on our campus for sure. The next thing you'll see there too, and take a look at some of these numbers. I'm not going to read everything at you because that'll put me to sleep. I totally get it after being on Zoom all day with school and that kind of thing. We have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So we are small class sizes, hands-on, personalized attention. You will get to know your professor. They'll know if you're in class. They'll actually be able to help you get to know you, all of that good stuff. We are about 1,900 undergraduate students when you see the graduate numbers added in there as well. So we kind of give you the best of both worlds on campus because you get a small campus environment, but we're also D1. Our men's basketball team is currently tied for first place in the Atlantic 10 Conference right now. So you kind of get that best of both worlds here at St. Bonaventure. A couple other numbers that I want to point out to you, and just like a lot of my colleagues have said, our graduation rate is very high, 20% higher than the national average. And then that big one, 97% of our graduates are employed in jobs in their field or graduate school within 6 months of graduation. These are all the different academic programs we have. I'm going to try to run through each of the different schools for you real quick, just to give you 1 or 2 highlights of everything. I have some slides built in for that. First thing I want to point out, though, is these combined degree programs where you can actually get into med school before you get to St. Bonaventure. If you do have other questions about those, I actually coordinate all those programs as well. So I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you going forward. Our School of Arts and Sciences is the biggest school on our campus. There's over 16 majors in the School of Arts and Sciences. Biology is our most popular major on campus in terms of sheer number. We have a great pre-med advising track as well. If you don't get into one of those combined degree med programs where you're already set and you maybe don't have to take the MCAT if you're in the LECOM DO program. We also have a DO program with a DO pathway to the graduate program at NYT and their College of Osteopathic Medicine. So pretty much in your backyard. It's a lot easier than the 6-hour trip to St. Bonaventure. So you kind of would get the best of both worlds that way. And then you see MAPA on there. That's Major Adventures Program. And that's for our undeclared students. So if you don't have a major, don't let anybody tell you, you must know what you want to do for the next 50 years of your life right now. All of us in admissions, we didn't necessarily go to school to be admissions counselors. It just kind of happens and you figure it out as you go through that process. So that's a really good way to go. And as long as you have your major declared by the end of your sophomore year, in most cases, you'll be able to still graduate in 4 years. Our School of Health Professions is our newest school on campus. Health science, public health are the big undergraduate majors there. We also just started a dual degree program in nursing. It's a 1-2-1 program. So you're a St. Bonaventure student all 4 years, but your second and third year, you're going to take a lot of those classes at Jamestown Community College, which is right in our town. You still live on campus. You can still play sports, all of that kind of stuff, but you're getting kind of the best of both worlds because you do need the bachelor's degree in nursing going forward. And then we also have graduate programs in physician assistant studies, which started this spring, and then occupational therapy will start this fall. Our business school is one of our bread and butters. It's one of the things that we're really, really known for at St. Bonaventure. We are AACSB accredited, so that's the highest accreditation you can have as a business program. Only 5% of schools in the entire country have that. We have accounting, finance, marketing management, and sports management as majors. And we also have a 4+1 MBA program. And I know everybody's talked about it too with the experiential learning piece. That's what we really try to focus on at St. Bonaventure too, is hands-on, real things you get to do. This club that you're looking at right there is called SIM, Students in Money Management, where our students actually manage real money in the stock market. And it's about $500,000 after it came from about a $200,000 donation. So our students have done a great job with it. This was my major actually on campus. I was a journalism mass communications major when I was at St. Bonaventure. I graduated back in 2013 and have been working here ever since. And there's some really cool hands-on opportunities. First off, if anybody's an NBA fan, the biggest NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, he's a Bonaventure grad. He does events with us all the time. Amazing guy. The CEO of Sirius Radio is a Bonaventure grad. We have a student that interns there every summer and lives in the city that way. So it'd be a nice train ride for you guys and make it very, very easy. We've had 6 Pulitzer Prize winners, and that's the highest award you can get as a journalist. We really do focus on the writing piece with this because we believe if you can write, you can talk. If you can write, you can think. If you can write, you can do anything you want to do, even if that means you want to be on the air. If you want to host a radio show on what's the number 4 campus radio station in the entire country right now. We have a partnership with ESPN Plus, where our students put on all of the different sporting events on our campus. It was going on right before we started this. I was watching our women's basketball game against Duquesne. We were up big, made a bunch of threes early, so it was very fun to watch and get to listen to some of our students broadcast. And then our last school on campus would be our School of Education. Another one of our programs that we're definitely known for is we have early childhood, elementary, and special education. You can do a double or triple cert. So you can come out able to teach 2 or 3 of those populations. We also have adolescence education, and then we have physical education as well. One of the big things for us is how many hours you're in the classroom. Again, experiential learning. We want you out and about doing it. So by the time you graduate and are ready to go out into the field, you're ready for this. You've done it. It's like riding a bike for it. Can't talk about St. Bonaventure without talking about community service. This is a lot of the programs that we have in terms of the community service side. I won't read those all to you, but a couple there. The Warming House is the oldest student-run soup kitchen in the entire country. Bonabuddies is like a big brother, big sister program. We talked about sports. We have 15 Division I athletics teams. Basketball is our biggest game in town, and all of our games are broadcast on ESPN Plus. We have a lot of national games as well, and tickets are free for students, so you don't have to worry about paying or how do I go as a freshman. And then last but not least, I wanted to get you guys the admissions piece. We're rolling admissions, so it's very, very simple. We're free to apply. You'll know within a couple of weeks when you do apply this coming fall. So very, very, very simple. I will stop sharing my screen so that way we can wrap things up. If you guys have any questions for me, I'll put my info in the chat as well. Be more than happy to answer them. And we are doing visitors in person Monday through Saturday as well.
Great. Thank you very much, St. Bonaventure. Thank you to all of our panelists this evening. As I move to the last slide and do a brief wrap up, if you want to send out your contact information, if you've not already done so via the chat, please feel free to do so. Just make sure you change it panelists to panelists and attendees when you send it out. But again, thank you to all of our panelists this evening. Thank you again to all of our students and other visitors who joined us. Just a few quick housekeeping items before we wrap up this session. Once you close your window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask that you take a minute and please complete. There is one more block of sessions this evening, so please feel free to sign up at the same website where you signed up for this evening's session. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But again, thank you, everybody. Students, good luck in your college search, and panelists, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great night.
Thanks for having us.
Take care. Thanks.